All right, Heidi. So, thank you for taking the time out and talking with me. I would like to express my condolences to you and your family.
Thank you so much.
We're going to talk about Timothy, and
Yeah.
and I believe that at the time that the unfortunate incident happened, you two were married, correct?
No, we wasn't married.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
We was preparing everything to get married the week after. I mean, last week we were supposed to get married.
And just before that, are you from Colombia originally? Because, like I said,
Yeah.
your English is really good.
I'm from San Andres Island.
Okay.
Yes, San Andres Island belongs to Colombia. We are from Colombia, but it's just an island outside in the Caribbean. We have a lot of Caribbean culture. We speak English,
Okay.
and our culture and everything is different from here in the mainland. And our dream was to take, after we get married, go to San Andres, like, my family, my parents, my sisters, and know a little of my culture, because he had it here with the food, because I used to cook a lot of food for him. But he wanted to know how my island looked, the beach and everything, because we have 7 color seas.
Right. So Timothy wanted to know more about where you were from, which is San Andres.
He was so happy. Yeah, we said we was going to get married last week.
Wow.
And plan our vacation trip so that we can come back fresh, start up our engines to start to work in the restaurant.
My goodness. So just Heidi. So can I call you Heidi?
Yeah, that's my name.
Okay. So Heidi, just for those that don't know what it's like, what's life like in Colombia, because there's misconceptions. I just would like to know, for you as a woman living in Colombia, how's life like in Barranquilla, let's say, on the coast of Colombia?
Well, I have just 4 months living here. I came here in Barranquilla like the 14th of December, coming to get things in my island is not that good with job right now. We live off tourism.
Okay.
So I decided to come by bilingual. So I decided to come to get a work at a call center. Um, it's rough. It's rough. Situation here is not too bright as how people see it, but you can survive.
Yeah. Because these days, of course, with the pandemic, it's not helping either.
Yeah, the pandemic. Then you have with the government right now, how they are protesting and how they have stuff like that. It's not easy.
I'm
I
sure.
was working at a call center, and then I just get messed up.
I understand.
Tim asked me to stop working to help him move around and do his paperwork and go with him, and and by he was about to open the restaurant, um, that's the reason why I stopped working.
Oh, so you stopped working to help him.
Yeah, yeah.
He asked you to stop working?
Mm-hmm. I stopped working like 10 days before he got shot.
Now we're just gonna rewind a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit how you met Timothy? How long you've known him?
Okay, I came here to Barranquilla in the 14th of December. I come for job interviews and stuff like that. I started working at the 12th of January with a call center. On the 17th, my second daughter birthday, I received a message on Tag.
For people that don't know, what is Tag?
Tag is a page where that you meet people.
Online dating.
Yeah, dating application. So we began chatting. He said, "Oh, but you speak real good English." So I said, "Yes, I'm from San Andres. I'm working that. I start interacting.
Yeah.
We stay up late chatting. The next day we get up early chatting. That was the 18th. And then in the evening he asked me if he can meet me. I said, "I'm working. We can do this tomorrow." He said, "Yes, we can meet tomorrow." We went to the pathway. We call it Malecon.
Now let me ask you. So
Yeah.
basically, he reached out to you when he was already in Colombia. That's correct?
Yes.
Oh my.
That was on January. He reached Barranquilla the 15th of December.
Mhm.
I reached 14th, but we met. He write me on the 17th of January.
Okay. Okay. So you on the set. So a month after he was in Colombia, he wrote to you and you met the
Yes,
next day.
yes,
Wow.
yeah. Like 2 days after the 19th, we met on the pathway.
Mhm.
You know, he leave. I went home. He went home. He write me, and from there on, he was writing me, calling me. We were doing it both with each other.
Uh-huh.
He was calling me and dating and stuff like that. And then he asked me for the Saturday after that. He said he was to go out from Barranquilla to the Ciudadela, like Soledad, to see a place. I went with him, and then he took me home like before 12, and I went to work. I mean, and
Yeah.
that was it. I started going with him to see places, calling places for him to visit.
Because he didn't speak Spanish,
Um,
right?
because he didn't speak Spanish.
Uh-huh.
So he asked me to go to the bank with him, to the Chamber of Commerce. All these videos you see him posting and stuff like that, I was the one recording them,
Mhm.
walking with him, because he used to jump up real early. Sometimes I work until 12 in the night and I have to jump up like 7 in the morning to get ready to leave with him.
Oh, now how would you describe Timothy? You know, his personality. How would you describe him?
That man was so busybody. He couldn't keep still.
Wow.
So he was always doing, oh, baby, let's go do this. Baby, let's go to the bank. Baby, let's go. I need to go to the bank to ask for this. But Timothy is not for today. But I want to go today. I need to go today. I need to do this today. He was like one step ahead, everything he have to do.
But also that's not really the culture in Colombia. You got to take your time.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And is that just his personality, or do you feel like he just
Yeah.
wanted to
No.
open his restaurant
No.
right away? Or
Mm, He wanted to open his restaurant quick, but that was just his personality. He couldn't wait for nothing. He
oh,
wanted everything immediate. That was him.
I understand. Now earlier in this conversation, you said that you two were supposed to get married a week after he passed, and you know how have you been coping with this?
Well, it's real hard. Get up in the morning, don't have Timothy beside me, or rushing to go somewhere and do something, and he's not with me. Lying down at night, you know, he was my company. Even though I have my kids, but it's not the same. Um, my heart almost shut off when this happened. Until now, it's something that I can't believe. Sometimes I feel like he's just gone to the US and he will be back. I'm trying to face this and bear with this, but I don't wish this to nobody.
If you need some time, if you want me to stop it for now, if you need some time, you could let me know.
Okay. Me, after Tim died, all our dreams went down to the floor. Everything shut down. We planned to get all together. He
So
and my son used to go. He bought a mountain bike from a bicycle for my son. So they used to ride around together in the city, both of them going along, him and my son. And my kids just love that man. My children love that man so much. It wasn't a big amount of time we had together, but the quality time we had with him was wonderful.
so Timothy and your children had a good relationship.
Yeah. And since he died, I mean, I cannot sitting here just looking across the street where they shot him. I cannot sleep good at night. Sometimes I even have to take one pill to sleep, to relax myself and sleep. I lose weight. I mean, my eyes just, the stress I'm handling is just so terrible. My eyes just jump in my left eye. I mean, this is terrible. This is terrible.
Absolutely.
This is terrible.
You being there when it happened, and it's terrible.
When I get downstairs, Tim was on the floor, bleeding out.
And you were in the house when this happened. You heard the shots.
Tim was upstairs here before that happened. He took out the garbage. He went downstairs. He took it out. He gave it to someone. He come back upstairs. But upstairs here where we live is real hot.
Oh,
He
okay.
sit down in the balcony, and then he took out one of the bench. I went downstairs and sit down downstairs when it happened. You know, my girl came inside and said, "Ma, if you see Timothy sitting across the street, he looked like Terminator with his sunglasses on." And we were just making joke, you know.
Yeah.
I was finished. I was getting the kitchen ready because I just prepared breakfast. He just get breakfast and sit over the street.
This was in the morning.
Yeah. It was like, he went downstairs like 11. He had 20 minutes sitting outside when that happened.
My God.
I was washing the dishes, cleaning up my kitchen, organizing some things because the day before we buy a little stuff to organize and make market. So I was trying to get everything done because we had things to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when it happened, my son saw through the window what happened. My son start yelling, start screaming when I heard the gunshots.
My God.
I get downstairs. I get that gate open. I run outside. I had on pajamas. I was barefoot. I mean, when I get outside, people was on the floor bleeding. And nobody helping. Everybody was with their phones in their hands.
Take your time, Heidi, because
the police came over and tried to follow who did this. You know, I came back inside. I get a quick shower. I put on something because how I was, you know, I get over the street again. The ambulance come, and when they came, they couldn't do nothing. They
Right.
bled out there. When I get back inside, my house flood because with the rushing and everything, I leave out the water in the kitchen. And I forget everything. My daughter saw him across the street on the floor. My girl see that, have that impression, you know.
That's terrible for a child to see that.
My kids saw everything. I mean, and when I look, the police, all police start come surrounding, you know, asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Asking if he was getting any call like for extortion or something like that. I tell him no. I mean, he speak English. Who gonna call him? I will be the one who receive calls or something like that. No, nobody give him no call or nothing like that. They search the phones, nothing in his phones, no. So it's just people just speculating and giving histories. And I wasn't married to Timothy. I don't have nothing. I'm not even working. Right now, the situation I'm into, I don't even feel myself comfortable to go and work. People just giving bad news, giving speculations, saying that thinking that I have money. Timothy didn't have no money. All the money he bought his place with, I mean,
Let me ask you this. Do you feel like the police, when they ask you about the extortion thing, because they were saying that it's because of a gold chain?
Yes. Timothy had on a gold chain, a thick one, when this happened.
Okay.
When I reached out to Timothy, across the street. Timothy didn't have on the gold chain, and one of the house key was lost.
So when he got shot, he didn't have the gold chain on his neck?
No, they pull out the gold chain off his neck. That's the reason why they shot Timothy.
I understand. And seeing that you were, a black couple in Barranquilla, about to buy property, opening up a restaurant, do you feel like there was any jealousy or hatred directed at you and Timothy?
Well, in several occasions I see it and I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
But he always, was so optimistic about it. He said, we can do whatever we want because we're going to work and prosper. We're going to make things work. We're going to make this restaurant work. Because what we had planned is, he live at Atlanta, Georgia. You have your barbecue, your soul food.
Yeah.
Where I come from, we have real good food. So we were planning to do something like with both of us,
Like a fusion. One, a little bit of soul food, a little bit of black,
a little bit of
San Andres,
Caribbean food. Yeah.
That's a good idea. That was an excellent idea.
That was so great. When time we sit down and talk about it, he look at me and say, babe, we're going to make it. I said, come on. If we're going to make it, you don't even have to ask that. We're going to make it. We're going to make this place work out so that everybody admire us because we are black, but we are getting ahead in this city.
I know you've been on this phone with me for a while, but I want to say, last thing is, what do you say to the speculations in the comments that are floating around about you and
I'm
things
gonna
like
tell
that?
you this as how I tell everybody else. My parents are honest people. My parents gave me education as far as I wanted to receive it. My parents are hardworking people. My mom is a nurse. My mom actually died when I had 5 years. My stepmom, she raised me from I have 8. And I didn't need or ask nobody for nothing because I work my money. I came here to work. The last place I was before I came here to Barranquilla was working on a cruise ship because I work on cruise ship. And I started to settle down myself with Timothy. I was single, being single all the time with my kids alone.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing Timothy and making life with him was, oh God, amazing. I was so happy to find him. And these people that are speculating or saying anything about me, none of them know how I have a plate of food. None of them know how I sleep at night or how I get up in the morning or if my children and me are okay. None of them know nothing about me. And I'm not concerned of what they could say about me. What I'm concerned right now is that the police catch who did Timothy this. I don't want to kill them because it's not godly. But what I want is for them to pay for what they did. I don't want them on the streets because it cannot be my family right now, but it can be another family they do this to.
Exactly.
So I wanted to take up these people and do what they have to do with them. If they die, it wouldn't serve nothing.
Justice.
But I want them to pay for this. I need them to pay for this. I thank God I can work. And as I told you before, I don't ask no one for nothing. That's the way I live. I was living with Timothy in an apartment before we moved here where he had rent. And I used to pay my services, the services from the apartment, water, light, and gas. And I used to buy the food. And Timothy used to pay the rent. I told him, I don't want to be there if I am not putting something towards there.
Wow.
And I have all the receipts I pay. So what people is saying about me right now is nothing, and it doesn't bother me that much because my conscience, my heart is clean. I love Timothy to the very ground I work on. And I will always love Timothy.
Heidi, I want to thank you for, taking some time with me. Once again, I want to say my condolences to you and your family. We're going to keep in contact. If there's anything I can do on my end and anything that we can do on our end, we'll do it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll keep in contact.
Have a nice night. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.